Hey guys, Edge here from Hit Sun Gaming, and today I'm giving you my first impressions, and I guess it's a sort of review, of the Nintendo Switch and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now, on this table I have all things that are going to be present during the conversation. Ignore the drink, that's for me. Now, first off, let's start with the Nintendo Switch itself. I like it. Of course, it's not going to be as powerful than a dedicated console. I look at this system as it's a handheld with console capabilities, but it's meant mainly for the handheld. That's how I'm going to look at the Switch, and pin me up however you want about that. That's my view of it. Now, the kickstand I have no issue with. I've used on tabletop mode, which when you have a kickstand now and you just got to sit on tabletop, that's tabletop mode. That's how they market that mode of it. I kind of don't really see a difference, but whatever. So I've used it there. It's fine. I'm honestly a fan of the design and everything. The the micro SD slot is under the kickstand, which weird. I don't really have to complain about it. I'm not a hardware expert, so don't expect me to talk about hardware. I'll leave that to the people who actually know how to do it and the people who think they know how to do it and make idiots out of themselves. USB C? USB? I don't know. Nice that they're going to that. So I told you I'm not a hardware expert. Game cards instead of discs. I'm all for this. I don't really say discs over cartridge or not. Cartridges have come a long way. Sure, back in like Nintendo 64 days, it was a disc over cartridge thing. Right now, I think they're in a pretty good position that they are very viable. Got the headphone jack, power button on off, like thing's nice. The actual UI of the Switch is I like it. It's not bad. It's easy to navigate. In fact, there's things I like to. I see them as above. My console choice is the PlayStation. On this UI, there are things that are. It's just so easy to navigate. I kind of see it above certain aspects above my console choice. Like getting to your screenshots, your album is really easy. There's less fluff to go through to find things, which is really nice. So yeah, I think the system UI, it could some improvements, some everything, and not all capabilities are unlocked yet. We're still missing features. So I think all features should be on day one, but we'll get them eventually. Of course we will, but still. Now I'm going to go on to the controllers. You can see the Joy-Cons on both sides of this. As a handheld, this is wonderful. I like it. I love it. I can't get over it. I don't have an issue with anything as a handheld. I like the start, select buttons, screenshot button, home button. I think they're all home, screenshot. I think they're all placed nice. I can see where having the shoulder buttons kind of go down a bit are annoying. People with bigger hands would definitely have issues with it. Holding it like this, I mean, I'm not really that much of an issue with it. Now, personally, when I hold controllers, I like having two fingers for L1, L2, R1, R2. I can't do that with this. It's just too awkward, so I gotta do it like this. I tend to rest them on the what are they called? The ZL and ZR? Yeah. On the actual like, triggers, if you will. Now, moving away from that and onto the whole, like this, like if you're in tabletop mode and you're just playing it, I like this also. I really like this. I don't have an issue with this. I don't have the wrist straps near me, but when you gotta play it like this and you got the wrist straps on it, Wrist straps would definitely be necessary to add to the extra thing, but like the extra like half inch or whatever, it matters. Like I guess it shows size does matter, but like this I have no issue. I hate the wrist straps. I hate them, but it definitely helps if you're gonna have to play it like this. I think only if you're gonna have to play it like this should you really be willing to use them. If you got kids, yeah, but you're gonna have to be putting that thing on and off for them because they're gonna break the controller or the wrist strap, whichever one comes first. So as I said, I like this. I don't have an issue with it. But we're about to get into my issues with the Joy-Cons coming in. And it's one that's actually used as a controller, and I do have this issue with the Pro controller as well. And it's going to come at the end of when I'm talking about everything, actually, like the two controllers. So like this, now I'm going to give a quick comparison with the Pro controller. This is a little smaller than this. Just a little. You can see they're pretty much lined up. I'm really bad with this, but whatever. It's just a little smaller. Like, shake that so you can kind of see where it's at on it. Now, however, I played with it like this for 2.5 hours, which to me that's a good play session. 2.5 hours is a good play session. I can log in 10 hours easy, but 2.5, yeah. And 10 hours easy, that's not every day, trust me. Kind of wish it was. But, so this, I can do 2.5 more. Not bad. I find it very comfortable. One glaring flaw, which I'll get into, and this is a personal thing. I'll get into that after I cover the Pro controller. So this is fine and dandy. I like it. How these are set up, I don't have an issue with it. As I said, this feels fine. I still can't hold it like this because of how close they are controller-wise. So everything's fine on that. The Pro controller. The true meat when it comes to a controller on the Nintendo franchise, I guess. So they got a traditional D-pad. I love it. Analog sticks feel great, work nice. Honestly, they feel a bit better than the analog. They feel better than the analog sticks on the Joy-Cons. I don't really have an issue with those either. Yeah, Joy-Cons do click down to anybody who hasn't used one. Don't know if y'all can hear that, but they... Ooh, that shot up the volume. But they click. They do click. I don't know what that snap noise was. Time to buy a new, what is this called? The Joy-Con grip? It's not time to buy a new one. So yeah, this clicks too. And, got these. Now, they feel different. And I can't think of what the button is. Or what the name for the type of, things they are. But, they feel really different from, like, say, a Xbox or a PlayStation shoulder buttons, and these buttons, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but like they just feel different, so you gotta get used to it. I can hold the Pro controller how I like to. It's really nice. Still got your start, select, basically, plus and minus, your home button, your screenshot button, A, B, X, Y. Like I can't complain. Now, I'm going to get into what I can complain about. And this complaint goes towards Joy-Con grip in the Pro controller. Though I don't have this complaint on the Joy-Cons separate or as a handheld. And this is... I don't even understand how I don't have it when they're separate. But... check them for brakes because of that weird noise. But what it is... You see how the analog sticks are placed? I'm not a fan of that when it comes to actual controllers. Now, as I said, on the handheld, like using it as a handheld where these are attached to the Switch, or using it where they're just separate and floating, I guess you could say, I don't have an issue with it. But I hate this. I hate this so much. There's a reason why I don't like Xbox controllers, and this is solely the reason. I don't like that. I don't. This does not feel natural to me to hold one thumb up, one thumb down. I don't know. I won't mind if it's both like that or both like that. I'm cool if it's both in one area or the other. And yeah, it would be cool if I had both up here, whatever. So you're probably like, well, you obviously prefer the Sony controller for that one thing. And you're right, I definitely do like this. I love that. That being said, these are not bad controllers. This is not a bad controller. They're comfortable in the hand, everything, and I can get used to doing this as much as it's weird to me. I can get used to it. No real big issue there. It's just personal preference, and if you prefer your analog sticks in the same like area to each other and not like diagonal from each other, then you'll have the same gripe. But to me, it's so minor, it doesn't really even impact anything. So as for the Nintendo Switch, what can I give it under my first impressions? And I don't feel like I should review a console. I don't have the know-how, because to review a console you need to know specs and how everything interacts. That's my view of it. I think it's a good thing. Like if you're busy and got a commute that you can like just mess around on the system with while you're commuting and all that. On your lunch break, you finish lunch quick and you got some spare time to play the game. Yeah, I think it's a wonderful thing, because in my opinion, it's a handheld first, console second. However you want to look at it. My biggest gripe is it doesn't have an Ethernet port, which it's a Switch. It's a handheld. It's not gonna have it. I'm talking about the console, not the console. The dock, which it's off camera. I'm pointing at it, but whatever. So it doesn't have an Ethernet port, which I don't like Wi-Fi downloads and everything. I like being hardwired in. That being said, 2 downloads I've had to do, the day one update for the console itself and the day one update for Legend of Zelda, no issues. Like they went fast and speedy enough. I can't complain. But I hate the idea of having to do downloads Wi-Fi only. I would love to be able to hook it up on the Ethernet, which you can buy an adapter for that. But you gotta buy an adapter for that. That's ridiculous to me. But the dock itself is a cheap piece of plastic, and they could have at least, for $300. Like I think this is a little overpriced. It should be $249.99. But at $209.99, and you're getting a cheap block of plastic as the dock, I do have an issue with that. So. And it does kind of impact my view of it. If that plastic was heavy duty and well made, I'd have no problem. Well, I'd still have a slight problem spending $300 for this, because like they're gonna make a bunch of money off accessories as well. I spent basically an extra $100 on accessories alone, and I still have more accessories to buy, to be honest. When I say to buy, I mean yes, I kind of need to buy these because of my travel time and all that. Damn it, I need some anti-glare glasses. More money, guys. Gotta keep spending money. So, do I think the Switch is worth the purchase? Well, there's only like one major console seller right now, game-wise. There are other games I would play and enjoy on it, I'm sure. But, I think if you can spare the money, and you know the things on it, and the Switch itself will appeal to you, yeah, I don't think you're going to regret the decision. I was iffy about it, and it's only, 5 days in? 4 days in now? I don't know. 4 days, because it's the 7th. It's not, I'm not regretting it. Ask me in a month, might change. Hope not. I think it was a good buy for me. If you can, like I said, if you're a fan of the things on it and you're not against everything about it, then yeah. And you need to understand, it is a handheld first. And it's not a bad thing. Now on to the second part of this, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I've logged in, I don't know how much time I've logged in actually. Uh, so I've cleared one of the divine beasts, Varuta. The first divine beast I went for was Varuta of the Zora region, and I won't give spoilers or anything. I don't think the beast in the region is a spoiler though. I'm enjoying it. From what I've experienced, there's nothing game changing to the open world franchise or open world genre, like nothing genre defining. It follows some of the same tropes. You still got viewpoint towers, and like that's one of the major tropes. Crafting is in it, and gathering, crafting, hunting. I think it's a little. I don't know what to say about it because I've had to do it to even survive in certain areas, and I feel like it's not implemented correctly all the way. It's done nice and well enough, but there is room to be desired. And as far as you can climb nearly everything in the game. Don't get me wrong, it's cool, but I don't necessarily enjoy it at the same time. Other games have implemented systems like this better, and I'm not even just getting at like Assassin's Creed. I'm getting at like Just Cause, where you have a grappling hook that can just launch you up mountains and everything. And I get they don't want you to go that fast and everything, and it's not Assassin's Creed where you can free climb. It's not everything in Assassin's Creed. You can't just parkour up any wall. It has to be specific, like, gotta have correct rocks and everything. But I like it, but I think I'm not hitting on the stamina wheel bit. That makes sense to me. It's just, it's too slow. Like, I feel like I could be doing something better than climbing up a rock face to get to, or even climbing up a view tower. Like, it's so boring to climb up view towers. It really is. But yeah, that being said, I'm thoroughly enjoying the game and have enjoyed the puzzle solving elements. For those of you wondering, and I'm not quite sure if there's more dungeons after the 4 divine beasts, but so far through my experience, Varuta is the water temple of the game. It didn't necessarily have me completely stumped, but I was definitely having to figure out one of the puzzles. And like, the sad thing is I found the wrong way to get to one area, which made me think harder than I should have about getting to the area that I should have got to first. So let's say C and D, and I got to D first, when C is where I should have got to first, and because I got to D first, I was overanalyzing C. But that's my fault. I'm enjoying the game and everything. I have my gripes with it. I don't think it's anything game-changing to open world. That being said, so far, my experience with Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is a very good return to form to how Zelda originally was. And for those of you thinking Ocarina of Time is like the original style of Zelda, no. Ocarina of Time was like the new Zelda. Some people even call it the bastardization of Zelda. I like the game. I'm not going to go that far. But Breath of the Wild is a very good return to form while innovating certain things within Zelda. That being said, I think it's worth the buy. At this moment, I never think one game justifies a console purchase. But at this moment, it is the justification that if I'm going to buy it now, buy the console now, that game is the reason why, and then you got Mario and other games later. So I think, first impressions wise and slightly review of the Switch wise, I think it was all worth the buy. This has been Edge from Hitstone Gaming. I wish you all a wonderful day. Goodbye.